Hello friends, it is Tara and I am super excited to be sharing a how I stay organized video with you today. So we're going to dive into how I store my die cuts. So as you can see, I have a bunch of binders on my shelf. I dig binders, y'all. I love having things in binders. It makes it so much easier for me to find them, to know what the heck is going on, and it just looks pretty on the shelf. Am I right? I'm right. So here's a look inside my die cut binder. So I basically took plain old page protectors, like from when you were in high school and you had to turn in a book report, and I stuffed them full of magnetic sheets. So these magnetic sheets that I'm using, you guys, are the kind that you would run through like the printer. So on the back, they are white and they're pretty flimsy. So in between each page, I don't know if you can tell when I flip it, and I think in a little bit here you'll be able to see, I do take some cardstock, like some Nina Solar White 110 pound, just something sturdy, and I use a few sheets to put kind of in between the pages of magnetic so that it sturdies it up a bit. Super simple, you guys, way cheap. You could absolutely buy like the better quality like magnet sheets that you can get from a lot of the good stamp companies and such. I'm just like organizing on a budget here, y'all. So I went to Walmart, got myself some binders, and I grabbed these magnetic sheets that come like 10 or so in a pack for your computer. And it makes it super easy because then you get a whole bunch at once and they all do pretty much the same thing, and you can package them into the sleeves and pop your die cuts on. So I also use some basic dividers to kind of label, like there's like borders and sentiment dies and like the big like background dies. And then I use my label maker to put the name of the die cut just behind it on the magnetic sheet. So when I want to pull one out, I just like that, I pull it out of the page protector and then I take off what I want and then I just slide it back in. Now I will say that on some of these where you get like a bajillion to a sheet, you can see that I have to make sure I don't like catch a whole bunch of dies on the outside, like on the page protector when I'm sliding it back in. So yeah, if you want one all the way at the bottom, it can be a little bit of a pain in the tuchus, but it's worth it for me to have everything in one place so that it's not taking up a whole ton of room. This is just something there. You can see my little pages in between that I use to stack in between those to make them a little bit more sturdy. It's just the way that I like to keep them organized. I don't do a whole ton of die cutting, I'll be honest. So I don't own as many dies as probably some folks do because it's just not something that I tend to gravitate towards a lot. So this works for me. I think if you had a ton of die cuts, you might need maybe a different system because your binders get really heavy. But if you're like me and you just grab them on occasion, then this is a really great system to keep your die cuts organized. And then the ones that I use all the time, you guys, I put some of those magnetic sheets on the side of my shelf and stuck the ones that I use all the time right on the shelf. So they're just right there for me all the time. So this is just a really quick down and dirty look at how I organize my steel die cuts, you guys. Nothing fancy, nothing groundbreaking, but I hope that it helps some of you guys get an idea on what to do with your die cuts. Here is another video on how I organize my sequins, as well as a super old tour of my super old craft room. I'm going to be doing a craft room reboot in the next year though, so you wait for that. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I love your comments. I appreciate your likes, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.